long as you know how to, I guess, counter it using being able to learn skills that will help you be proficient in life.
Okay.
Now, see, that would have been a good thing right there to record.
Okay, I'm about to start recording now. Have you, is this something that you was born with?
It is.
It is?
It is.
So how was school for you in elementary school?
Elementary school, it was really an adjustment because people didn't really know blind kids or kids that had hearing problems. So I really felt like being the oddball where I had to wear these big, gigantic hearing aids or these thick glasses. And it was being picked on because I really couldn't see books and stuff. So I had to have the book all the way close to my face. And so I turned completely blind and learned Braille. That's when things began to change.
Okay, and were the teachers helpful? Were any students helpful? Did they want to learn?
Some wanted to learn. It was mostly out of curiosity because kids are like, I don't know anything about this is not me. So they wanted to learn and help, but the teachers were completely thrown out of their natural loop of teaching because they hadn't dealt with any children with disabilities.
And that's what we're learning in these classes, learning to how to expose young kids to this so they'll be, accustomed to it. They won't be like scared or just wondering you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that was the most reaction that I got when I was little. If I touched or interacted with a kid, I don't want to catch blindness or I don't want to be deaf like her. And, it was the farthest thing from that point. So,
yes. And, so what would you say was it hard for you to accept?
It wasn't hard for me to accept because it's something that I dealt with my whole life. It was natural. My entire family was visually impaired or blind, and it was just me, who I was.
So what would you say that the teachers could have done to help you feel comfortable in elementary school, as far as the students, or as far as them?
The most thing that I say that the teachers could have done was treat me exactly like one of the kids of what I was. Don't section me off from other students or tell me I can't run because I can't see or I can't read a passage out loud because I'm visually impaired. And that was the most hardest thing I had to do because I felt so segregated already, and to have the teachers segregate me was even worse than that. So the only way to counter that is to know about your students and their quote-unquote disabilities or characteristics of them and read up on it. Because education to everything is essential, especially when you're dealing with a child with special needs.
Okay. And, let me see. As far as now, are you dealing with that now?
Dealing with it.
Or do you encounter these people?
Dealing with it on a daily basis for someone who is completely blind as I am now. And it's more of a curiosity now than it was when I was little, is how do I get dressed? How do I go out on my own? Am I married? It's just questions that people think that a person that is blind or visually impaired do not do. So they want to know, how do you do it? And the answer is that I was trained. It's just like learning to read all over again. You use Braille. I was given the skills and the tools needed to be able to function independently.
So, going to college, is it easier than it was in elementary school?
It is. The most essential tool that has made going to college easier is the use of technology. I still get the questions of how do you do it, but now it's more, you're amazing than just that blank stare of I don't want to be around you.
Do you think it's people not knowing how to react, or what do you think it is?
I think it is not knowing how to react and a lack of knowledge. That is what my organization, National Federation of the Blind of Albany, that's what we're here for, is to educate people about blindness. It's not something that you can go out and just sit by a person and get blindness or anything like that. So the education and I guess you would say blind etiquette is most essential now, and that's the only way that you will know how to deal with a person that is blind is by being educated upon what to do around a blind person or how to help them.
So would you change anything if you could?
No.
I knew you was going to say that. That's a good answer.
I love my life being blind. I have done some of the most outrageous, courageous things being blind, and being blind is the most amazing thing to me because not only am I not able to see, I'm not able to hear, and so this presents a challenge for myself and gives me goals and things to do every day that I'm pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. The only regret that I have that is being worked on right now is not being able to drive.
Okay. So you're learning how to drive now?
I know how to drive. It's the fact that we're working on the National Federation of the Blind is working on a car that would be able to navigate using a blind driver.
Okay.
So it's called the Blind Driver Challenge. Hopefully one day it'll get here.
We hope to see that.
I know, right?
Well, this concludes my short video. I would like to thank you.
You're welcome.